everybody information about how we can further this whole movement of really showing up for the country. And so again, maraming pong salamat sa lahat ng nandito, to our partners from Comelec, from SMART, from GRAB, from LGBT Chamber of Commerce, Greenbelt, to everybody at Towns. Maraming pong salamat for always being part of our plans and our activities. And we are excited and we look forward to the many more things that we will be doing from now until Election Day. So again, thank you so much. Have a great, I hope we all enjoy today. And we will see you in our next town hall. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that, Ces, no? Seeing Ces speak about the project, it's really nice to know there are individuals like her na who put their passion into action para sa Pilipinas. And young people can definitely look up to her when it comes to being passionate about our country. Nakakatuwa yung sinabi nga ni Ces na marami talaga nag-register ngayon. Nakikita nila yung importance to mobilize ourselves in the community. Pero bago po tayo dumako sa ating susunod na segment, we will be dropping our first question for today. Ito nga po yung kailangan nyo pong sagutin para po magkaroon kayo ng mga exciting prizes. Huwag lang po natin kalimutan to use po yung ating hashtag po na hashtag VP Grand Townhall. Alright, ito na po yung ating unang katanungan. Pakinggan nyo pong mabuti. Ito po yung ating unang question. Other than the OEOs or Office of the Election Officer, where else can you register to vote? Again, I'll repeat the question. Other than the OEOs or Office of the Election Officer, where else can you register to vote? Again, to our viewers, make sure lang po na i-comment nyo ito, yung inyong kasagutan po, along with the hashtag VP Grand Town Hall to get a chance po in winning exciting prizes. All right. So narinig nga po natin that all votes matter and the power of the vote is non-discriminating to anybody, whether kung saan pa pong landas ka po nang galing, all walks of life, no, ito po ang ating boto ay napakahalaga. After all po, each and one of us has the right to vote. And it's been more than a year since the new round of voter registration began. So for our next question, no, meron na po agad tayong question agad na dalawa na para mas exciting talaga yung ating engagement with the audience this afternoon. Ang ikalaw po nating katanungan ay, kailan nagsimula ang voter registration for the 2022 national clue doon sa sinabi ko kanina? So again, the question number 2 is, kailan nagsimula ang voter registration for the 2022 national and local election? Okay. So sana po narinig niyo po ng maayos yung ating dalawang katanungan, and don't forget po to use the hashtag VP Grand Town Hall para po magkaroon kayo ng chance to win exciting prizes from our generous donors. Right now naman po, gusto nating malaman ang ating mga viewers kung ano nga ba ang estado ng voter registration sa Pilipinas. For the 700,000 newly registered voters according to the Commission on Election. And we have with us Director James Jimenez from the Education and Information Department of the Commission on Elections to give us a message.
As we near the end of voter registration, it is heartening to witness an increased interest by the Filipino people to participate in democracy building amidst this unique and challenging situation we find ourselves in. One need only look at the long lines in several registration sites nationwide and the upsurge of queries and concerns we receive in Comelec's official public hotlines to see that there is, in fact, a heightened interest in political participation. More than the challenges that this has brought and continues to pose, which challenges the Commission on Elections will never shrink away from, we instead choose to celebrate the milestones as we continue to celebrate the winding down of the voter registration period. These milestones, of course, are not ours alone to claim, but is in fact reflective of the entire country and of every sector, public or private, that has contributed to the record-breaking number of new registrants for national and local elections. And so, my friends, congratulations are definitely in order. A rousing salute to the brave and indefatigable Comelec personnel at the field offices, who are not only doing their best, but even going beyond the call of duty in order to faithfully serve the public. At this juncture, we seek to safeguard the health and safety not just of the general public, but also for our own people, who have so far been willingly and constantly exposing themselves to health hazards in order to accommodate as many applicants as possible. As a result, as early as June, we have already reached our initial target of registering 4 million new and reactivated voters. We now stand at almost 62 million registered voters for 2022, closer in fact to 63 million. A salute to private entities as well, such as Vote Pilipinas, for playing a massive and vital role in being a partner of the Commission in campaigning for more people to register. Educating and informing the public is not an easy task, as the matter of elections is not particularly exciting. But through our concerted efforts, strong partnerships have been forged in this registration cycle, and we hope to continue and renew them for years to come. And of course, a salute to every Filipino citizen, every citizen braving the long lines in order to beat the deadline. It would be an understatement to say that this is an event to behold and one that we should be proud of, as it has always been the Commission's rallying cry for them to magparehistro ka. The response to that call, to say the least, has been overwhelming. Let us never get tired of playing our unique roles, the roles that we have played to perfection in this registration cycle. And as we move forward towards the next coming elections, remember, everyone, vote safe, Pilipinas.
Okay. Thank you for that, Assistant Director James. So please go out nga po and register. If you register para po marinig ang inyong boses dito sa ating magiging 2020 ready registered. Kaya sa mga hindi pa po, i-ready nyo na po ang inyong mga requirements, ang inyong face mask at pumunta at mga kasama dito po sa ating Facebook Live po nating katanungan. Ang ikatlo po nating katanungan ay ilang ang dapat ihanda para mag-TEF1 form ang dapat niyong ihanda para magparehistro. Again, i-comment niyo po ang inyong kasagutan at huwag niyo pong kalimutan na samahan ng hashtag VP Grand Townhall para makonsider po ang inyong mga kasagutan. All right. Oh, apologies po, no. I mentioned a while ago that Director James is the assistant director, but he is the director po of the EID. Apologies for that po. And apologies din po if medyo mabagal na ating internet connection. Alam naman po natin na struggle ito dito po sa ating new normal kung saan lahat na lang po tayo ay online na lang po ang ating interact.
You're on mute, Nin.
Okay, apologies. So, apologies po, bigla akong nawala. Medyo may internet and technical difficulty lamang po tayo. So, once again, let us welcome po ang ating mga partners at sobrang grateful po tayo sa kanila for helping us out in this initiative po na Vote Pilipinas. We have with us this afternoon, Ms. Ces Orenia Drilon, the President of Towns Foundation. Joining us too is Ms. Leia Caringal, the President and CEO of Green Bulb Communications, LGBT Chamber of Commerce, and lastly, Deputy Country Marketing Head of Grab. I hope you can hear me well po. Medyo kinakabahan po ako dahil sa ating internet connection. So, hi po, and it's very nice to see all of you here sa ating pong Partners Forum. So simulan na po natin yung ating kwentuhan ngayong hapon. Meron lang po tayong 4 questions and maybe our audience po will ask us more questions as we go through this forum po natin. So isa pong napakahalagang katanungan ay, why was it important for your organization po to participate in the voters registration campaign? Bakit po kaya nyo naisipan na maging parte nito? Let's start po with Mrs. Orenia Drilon ng Towns Foundation.
Hi, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Ang isang palagay ng aking organisasyon, yung Towns Foundation, which is the Outstanding Women in the Nation's Service, is kailangan natin na ma-institutionalize o maibahagi sa ating mga kabataan na voting, the right to vote, is a rite of passage. It must be seen by our youth as a rite of passage. So ang tawag namin sa aming kampanya ay Bagong Botante, Future-Proofing Democracy. We want, so parang two-pronged yun. We're targeting our campaign actually para sa mga kabataan, and we want to raise a new generation of voters. Hindi na yung magpapabili ng boto, magkikilatisin talaga ng maigi kung sino ang iboboto nila. At ang isa pa, gusto sana namin, well, medyo ambisyoso, na hindi lang tuwing registration o voting, tuwing voting rather, lalabas ang registration campaign, sana taon-taon. Hindi lang yung tuwing may election na mangyayari na lalabas ang isang kampanya kagaya ng ginagawa natin. So we hope that in the future, kunyari every June 12, magkakaroon talaga ng awareness na itong voting is a rite of passage for every 18-year-old in the country. Yun lang.
Thank you, Ms. Ces. Ang ganda. Rite of passage, no? At sana po ng mga kabataan ay maramdaman at gawin iyang rite of passage. Para nga din po no, maging masustainable tayo. Lagi natin ipagpatuloy yung ganitong klaseng advocacy.
Kasi di ba,
Nagsaman po tayo kay Ms. Leia Caringal po. Yes po.
I wanted to insert. Kasi di ba minsan, tinitignan natin yung pag 18 ka na, pwede ka na mag-drive, pwede ka nang uminom ng, di ba? Yung mga ganon. Pero sana yung mas bigyan nilang kahalagahan yung pwede na kung pumoto.
Opo, yung talagang pagsisilbi at pagmamahal sa bayan, hindi lang yung pag-inom-inom, yung naisip nila pagdating nila ng 18 years old. That's very true,
Ganon.
Miss Tess. Napakaganda po. Tanungin naman po natin si Miss Leia naman po ng Green Bulb Communications. Bakit niyo po ninais na maging parte ang organisasyon niyo for this kind of initiative po? Miss Leia, can you hear me po? Or was she dropped po sa ating call? Okay, I think nawala po yata si Miss Leia. Let's move forward na lang po kay Sir Ron. Hi, Sir Ron.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. And Jermaine, thank you for all those tuning in sa Kumu, sa Facebook. I think it's the last stretch for our town hall sessions. And para sagutin yung tanong mo, bakit importante sa Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce ang pagsali sa ganitong proseso ng ating civic duty, kumbaga. I can highlight 2 points. The first one is because the electoral process should be an inclusive process, meaning to say, ito ang paraan at panahon kung saan lahat tayo ay equal. Yung mga grupo na underrepresented will have a chance to really push forward the agenda and to have a voice, because choosing your leaders will have to mean representation as well. So I think that's the very reason why the LGBT Chamber of Commerce believed that participation in the electoral process is an integral part of our advocacy. So I think that's one. And second, hindi na bago sa amin to, Jermaine, kasi in 2016, we launched our very first LGBT Vote PH. In fact, that's the very first activity of the LGBT Chamber of Commerce, LGBT Vote PH. And I told this to Cess and the rest of the team, we are doing it again in partnership, of course, with Vote Pilipinas, because it's important to highlight the issues at hand. We need to hear what the candidates will say about representation, about social concerns, which I think needs to be mainstreamed in this particular process. So natutuwa kami na marami nakikinig, maraming kasali, at sana patuloy na mangyari ito sa mga darating na halalan.
Thank you, Sir Ron. Definitely, sana po tuloy-tuloy po yung mga ganitong klaseng initiative. Napakaganda po na sinabi nyo. Kailangan natin ng inclusivity sa lahat ng aspeto at representation at tunay na representation at pakikinig sa atin ng mga kakandidato at mananalo sa susunod na eleksyon. Dumako naman tayo kay Mr. Chris Alcaraz ng Grab. Sir Chris, bakit naman ninais po ng Grab to be part of this beautiful initiative ng Vote Pilipinas?
Magandang hapon po sa lahat ng nanonood. Sa Grab po, I think important to us is to be able to solve for access. Much of our technology is based on creating bridges that connect people. And we also believe that every Filipino needs to exercise the right to suffrage, to vote, right? So we were looking for opportunities where our tech would be able to be, not just our tech, but our platform, if we're able to contribute, diba, to enable and encourage more first-time voters to register. I think that's super important for us, and it's part of our mission and our vision as an organization. That's why even in our campaign, so kung kay Ms. Jelon, they were talking about building future future voters. I think for us it was about action. We campaigned for voter registration with Grab the Vote, because we've been trying to find ways to, one, create awareness and education through our app so those already using the Grab app, but at the same time offering mobility solutions, because I think one of the key things that the pandemic did bring to us is that it's harder to travel around the city. So I think key thing for us is we have the technology and we have the services that can enable more first-time voters to go to their precincts where Grab is present, so that we're able to provide them transportation, affordable and safe transportation.
I think we lost Jermaine, but Chris, that's a very interesting point. I think from the business sector's perspective, it's really important that we bring into the forefront the interest of economic growth, the potential of candidates in terms of supporting what will provide socioeconomic development to not just to a particular sector of society, but to everyone. And sorry, I'm trying to figure out like why all I mean it's good that both Pilipinas has partnered with a lot of sectors, and I think it signals the aggressiveness of all Filipinos right now to really participate in this process. So interesado ko malaman din yan because kung hindi tayo kikilos, hindi tayo makaparehistro, hindi tayo boboto sa Mayo, parang wala ring dahilan para tayo magreklamo at magsabi na hindi ako parte ng ganitong klaseng development ng ating bansa. So that's one thing I also like to add. And
thank you, Ron, for that. Okay, Maine is back.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry po. Bigla na lang akong nawawala.
Our new
Habang
normal.
sinasabi, the new normal, habang sinasabi ni Sir Chris, yung accessibility and connections for all, bigla akong nawala. I apologize po for that. Medyo na-stress tayo doon na bigla akong nawala. Alright, apologies po sa ating mga manonood and I hope naman ang ating mga guests at usapan o paano nakatulong. Alright, so apologies Sir Chris, hindi ko narinig ng buong inyong ang kasagutan doon sa katanungan ko kanina. Sundan na natin nung ating ikalawang katanungan.
Ayan. I can read the next question. I think medyo mahirap talaga yung signal ni Maine. But may we ask, ayan, Maine, are you there? Okay, maybe ask them like what sort of collaborations were done between both Filipinas and your organization to encourage our fellow Filipinos to register. So maybe we can start with Ron. Yeah.
Thank you, team. What we've been doing for the past months, I think, with both Filipinas is ramping up in terms of the campaign, the information dissemination. Pero mas particular kami sa mangyayari after the registration date. What comes after September 30 all the way to May? No? So I think that's the reason why we're also here, because we want to highlight issues. We want to talk about concerns that are affecting underrepresented sectors of society. And that's the reason why we mainstream the presence of LGBT community in business in particular, so that the consciousness of the people and the public will be solidified in terms of understanding that the electoral process is not just for one sector, but it's for everybody. It's an inclusive process. Kaya sinabi ko kanina yung LGBT Vote PH. That is a program that we're already pursuing. In fact, we'll do consultations so that at the end of the consultation process, we have something to present to our presidentiables, to vice presidentiables, to anyone. Like, these are the action points we'd like you to conduct, to commit to. These are the recommendations that we want you to show us that you're willing to do during your term or when you get elected. Kaya mahalaga na sama-sama tayong lahat. Mahalaga na may diversity sa mga boses na naririnig natin araw-araw tungkol sa eleksyon. Sapagkat pag isa lang ang nangingibabo na boses, mukhang ang mangyayari nito ay hindi lahat talaga ay represented rather. So I think yun ang gusto nating i-highlight, na moving forward, expect more activities, more consultations, more engagement to really talk about issues now.
Yes, I mean, this is Jaja, we've talked about that before nga po, diba? Yung, since we're still going to continue the partnership, since hindi pa naman tapos lahat, meron pang campaign to vote. So, madami-dami pang, hindi pa tapos yung trabaho, basically. Ayan. How about for Mrs. Relon? I know you
Hi. Well,
also-
you know, being Vote Pilipinas being the official partner for the information campaign drive of the Comelec, we really wanted to partner with Vote Pilipinas because it's no use doing the same things if they already have a ready videos, information, how to do the how-tos in registration, etc. So we wanted to partner with them. So what we've done is co-host events, I guess, in Vote Pilipinas events and CES. Alam mo, dalawa kaming CES dito. So I like to joke na siya CR, ako CD. So anyways, yeah. And it's really very wonderful to be with like-minded people. Ron, I want to work with your organization soon.
Perfect.
Too. I love your passion. So, it's better na mag-collaborate tayo para hindi pa ulit-ulit yung ginagawa, kung ano yung meron ng isa, kung may music video kayo dyan, may talent kayo dito, let's all work together. And I must say, Vote Pilipinas is such a dynamic group. It's been fun and productive working with you. And kagaya ng sinabi ni Ron, kami rin sa towns, maraming phases yung aming kampanya. So the second is voter education, hindi titigil. Pagkatapos ng registration, meron namang second phase na voters education. Ano ba ang trabaho ng mga ihahalal natin? Di natin alam, boto lang tayo ng boto. Ano ba talaga ang responsibilidad nila? And actually, the Constitution is not very specific. Meron lang parang yung educational entertainment, edad, pero ano talaga ang ginagawa nila on the ground? So talagang I really feel very hopeful na we will really raise a new generation of voters, at napaka-importante because the country is at a crossroads. Kung tayo ay aahon sa kinasasadlakan natin, kailangan natin ng mga bagong generation ng voters.
Thanks, Mrs. Napakaganda. New generation of voters, new blood, kung baga, no, na talagang mas maiintindihan ano yung kailangan talaga ng bansa at would ask talaga and make yung mga leaders na na-elect accountable sa kanilang mga ipinangako. All right. Next po, nasasagot na ating katanungan ay si Mr. Chris Alcraz from Grab. I hope hindi na ako maputol.
I think our partnership and collaboration with the Vote Pilipinas organization really goes down to two things. I talked about kanina access. And it goes two ways now. Access to information. So we provided space in the Grab app to be able to help first-time voters understand ano yung mga kailangan nilang gawin or ano yung checklist nila that Vote Pilipinas was able to offer as part of their information drive. So we directed our users who do click on their card to the voter registration service test that's housed in Vote Pilipinas. So the questionnaire was designed to provide users with information they need to know to register. Because I think that's one of the key things, diba, na blocker. It's how do you lessen yung friction of the experience or on what is step one? Diba? Minsan yun yung challenge for most first-time voters. The other part is if you already know where you are in the registration process, one of the key things that we wanted to be able to deliver as well is to help people be able to go to Comelec offices wherever Grab is operating its transport services. So a couple of the cities that we were in where the partnership is live is in Metro Manila, Pampanga, Naga, Cebu, Bacolod, Iloilo, CDO, and Davao. So users, Grab users who want to be able to go to their Comelec, respective Comelec centers or satellite offices, they have, we've offered promo codes to be called Grab the Vote so that they can get there in a more affordable way. Actually, recently, because it's the last 3 days, no. So the promos are still live, but I think we can also add. So we've partnered recently with a motorbike taxi, Move It. So we're actually offering free rides currently with promo code Let's Move It. So for people who haven't registered and need a ride to go to their respective Comelec offices in Metro Manila, you can use Let's Move It. It's free. We still have a promo running that they can use to register.
Okay. Thank you so much. No, yung napakaganda ng ganun yung access talaga, makapunta ka doon, mas maintindihan mo yung proseso ng pagpaparehistro. Talagang, you can say na wala ka ng excuse to not register, di ba? Ikaw na lang yung kalaban mo at sana wag kang tamarin to go out and register. All right. So we are talking about registration and voting. I think we need to answer this very important question. Why is it important to register and vote? I'll start with Sir Ron.
I don't know if I've highlighted it kanina na, but because aside from its a duty that all Filipinos should I guess execute or implement in a sense, election will be a reflection, or leadership is a reflection of the people, and I think that if we have a leadership that supports or promotes inclusivity, diversity, and respects rights across the board, I think that is a reflection of our desire as a Filipino, as Filipino nation. So I think the electoral process is an important juncture in our nation development to ensure that who we see up there is a mirror reflection of our values as a people.
Thank you, Sir Ron. Napakaganda. Reflection, di ba sabi nga nila, everything is a self-portrait. Even the way yung mga na-elect mo, yan ay portrait or reflection kung sino ka at yung mga prinsipyo mo sa buhay.
Totoo.
Mrs., bakit nga ba? Di ba po, napakaganda nung sinabi niyo, Sir Ron. Mrs., why is it important to register and vote?
Well, this is the cornerstone or the foundation of our democracy. Hindi tayo demokrasya kung hindi maririnig ang boses ng bawat isa sa atin. Kaya napakahalaga, dapat parte tayo sa pag-chart ng future ng ating bansa. We must be part of it. Kailangan ng boses natin, bawat isa sa atin, ang bawat boses natin ay mahalaga. Huwag niyong sabihin, ay, isang boto lang ako. Hindi. Talagang dapat kaparte ka. Dapat may say ka sa future ng ating nation. That's why, otherwise, wala kang magreklamo at mag-rant dyan sa Facebook kung hindi ka bumoboto, hindi ka kasali. We must do this if we believe that if we believe in a democracy.
Opo, thank you, Mrs. Boses ng lahat at hindi lamang ng iilan. Mahalaga ang ating boss. Mahalaga ang boses mo. Kaya magparehistro ka na kung sino ka nanonood ngayon, di ba? At Sir Chris, bakit tayo mahalagang mag-register at bumoto?
I think similar sa sinabi na ni Ron and Ces, I think yung key thing is elections provide us Filipinos the ability to create change and create impactful change to the Philippines. So change is different for everyone, di ba? Parang may different needs tayo to be able to exercise and to think of what is positive change for us. And elections allow us to participate in that conversation. And at Grab, we believe kasi that every Filipino is afforded the right to vote and the right to suffrage. So to us, it's all about how do we create access and solve for the friction in terms of either registering or even in the act of voting, diba? Parang, I think to us, we should allow people to be able to do their part and on our end, from Grab's end, how can we enable or help ease that situation or help ease that need? Kasi, di ba, there are a lot of challenges, let's be honest, because it's the pandemic and whatnot. So all the more that we need to find solutions, be it from the new technology that's already there, or old technology that where we can borrow there.
Thank you so much. Talagang napapadali ang buhay ng ating mga botanteng Pilipino nais mag-register. Salamat po sa mga ganitong klaseng initiative, no, kasama ating mga partners na nandito ngayon. And before we go at before po namin kayo pakawalan dito sa ating Partners Forum, nais po namin humingi ng final message po para sa mga manonood ngayon. Let's start with Sir Ron.
Simpleng mensahe lang para sa lahat. Tandaan natin na tayo ay kaparte sa prosesong ito at sa darating na Mayo, hindi natin dapat pabayaan ang ganitong klaseng responsibilidad. At sinasabi ko nga na ang literatura o leadership is a reflection of who we are as people. So I think it has to be ingrained sa ginagawa natin. And more so on a special note, kailangan din natin na ang prosesong ito ay inclusive, na kailangan lahat ng sektor ng society ay nagpa-participate sapagkat sino ka man, mula pare hanggang hulo, may karapatan ka para piliin ang leader na para sa natutulong sa ating pag-unlad. So from the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, we are very, very much proud and happy to continuously participate in these Vote Filipinas activities. And please look forward to more activities in the coming months as we push for issue-based education to all our electorate. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Ron. Sir Chris, final message po sa ating mga manonood ngayon.
I think we only have 3 days until the end of the registration. I think key thing, it's not too late. So we still have 3 days. I think yun yung positive turn there, right? And if you feel that you need access to be able to go to your to the Comelec precincts, we do have we're making it easier for you. So if you need Grab car, Grab taxi, we have a 50 pesos off still running. You can use the promo code Grab the Vote. For those who are okay with riding motorbike taxis, we have Let's Move It. That's gonna be free for everyone in Metro Manila. That's covered by the service area of Move It with Grab. So all things available on your Grab app. There. So more options and solutions rather than to overcome the challenges that we have currently.
Thank you so much, Sir Chris. And Ms. Ces, final message po sa ating mga manonood ngayon.
I think now more than ever, we have seen how critical it is in our lives to choose the leaders that will, leaders of our nation. Dito sa pandemic, we've seen the direct effect on us of the decisions that our leaders make. And so more than ever nakikita natin ang epekto ng mga binoboto natin. So dapat tayo talaga, para walang sisihan, ay makibahagi sa conversation, makibahagi sa decision making. And how else can you do that? By exercising your right, and not just your right, but your duty to vote.
Thank you so much po, Ms. Ces, Sir Ron, and Sir Chris sa pagsama sa atin ngayong gabi. And I do hope at alam ko po na na-inspire lalo ang ating mga manonood na magparehistro. And again, thank you so much sa pag-partner with Vote Filipinas para may pagpatuloy mas maging maganda, mas epesyente at mas accessible ang ganitong klaseng inisyatiba para sa ating mga mamamayang Pilipino. Thank you so much po.
Ganda na ng signal mo, Jermaine.
Thank you.
Thank you. Salamat
Thank
nga
you.
po. Thank you so much, Ms.
Thank
Ces,
you.
Sir Ron, and Sir Chris.
Mabuhay tayo.
Yes, mabuhay po tayong lahat. Yun nga po, no? So grabe po talaga at iba talaga ang commitment ng ating mga partners in making sure that everyone is doing their best to get registered. So we have a lot more to talk about. So let's take a short breather po. And once again, acknowledge our partners who have supported our campaign and is making sure that we are reaching as many Filipinos as possible to register to vote. Let's watch this video.
Vote Pilipinas, tara kumilos at makialam. Vote Pilipinas, para sa kinabukasan ng bawat isa. May pananagutan, alay natin para sa bayan. Ang boses mo'y gamitin, karapatan ang kinin. Ito na ang pagkakataon para makibahagi ang boto mo. Makapangyarihan, kailangan sama-sama para sa bayan. Vote Pilipinas, kumilos na, magparehistro ka. Vote Pilipinas, makialam, makibahagi. Vote Pilipinas, kumilos na, magparehistro ka. Vote Pilipinas, makialam, makibahagi. Para sa bayan, para sa bayan. Vote Pilipinas, magparehistro ka.
Okay, for our next segment po, this one is very special dahil we invited different youth representatives to discuss how the youth population is vital in choosing the next set of leaders. Kasi nga po with the youth nowadays, especially ngayon talagang panahon na to, there is really strength in numbers. Kaya po sa ating katanungan po sa ating mga manonood ngayon, tanungin natin po ang audience. Ano po, ito po yung ating question, pakinggan po natin mabuti. Ayon sa Comelec, ilan ang inaasahang bilang ng newly registered voters sa pagtatapos ng voter registration period? Again, ayon po sa Comelec, ilan ang inaasahang bilang ng newly registered voters sa pagtatapos ng voter registration period? Ihanda nyo lang po ang inyong mga sagot at huwag nyo pong kakalimutan na samahan po ng hashtag VP Grand Townhall. I-type nyo po yan sa ating comment section dito po sa ating iba't ibang platform. Pwede po dito sa Zoom, sa Facebook, or sa Kumu. Alright. So simulan na po natin ang pakikipag-usap sa ating mga youth leaders. Today, we have Miss Hillary Howe. Hillary is a climate reality leader and a global shaper of the Manila Hub. Hillary leads hashtag Good Food for All, a project that brings people together to talk about the future of food and to build sustainable, healthy, and just food systems in the Philippines. We also have with us Wabili Gabriel M. Racho II. He is a community project initiator and is a current president of San Beda Economic Society for 2 years now. He is also the youngest Rotary Club president in the world, as published by the Manila Times. And we also have with us Johnny Rosales, the director for partnerships and voter registration ng Boto ng Kabataan. Kasama rin natin ngayong gabi si Patricia Cantindig and Bryant Galicia ko. Sila po ay co-heads of We Champion and the UP Junior Marketing Association. Hi everyone.
Hi, evening.
Hi, good evening everyone. It's really nice to see young faces here, no? Talagang sabi nga kanina ni Ms. Tess, kayo yung mga susunod na talagang magpa-fire up at magiging pag-asa ng bayan natin. And thank you so much for being here on a Friday na agad excited na on a Monday evening. All right, simulan na natin yung ating kwentuhan dito sa ating round table discussion. Unang katanungan, what do you think is the role of the youth in elections and nation building? I'll repeat the question. What do you think is the role of the youth in elections and nation building? Simulan ko kay Hillary.
Wow, pressure first to go.
Sure, yes.
Okay. Pero, so, hi everyone, Hillary from Climate Reality Project. In my opinion, I think the role of youth is really, the young people, we young people really have the energy, we have the time, we have, I don't know, I think speaking with a lot of young people and as a young person myself, we have a lot of passion to really make the change. And so I think the role of young people is really to go out there and be the energy, be the force to really get some of the people who are minsan sinasabi ng tao parang hindi magbabago, nothing will change, then we have to keep hopeful. So yun lang.
Yes. That's very true. The youth talaga is very energetic. And talagang nag-aano siya, no, nakakahawa yung ganyang klaseng enerhiya na meron kayo. I'll ask naman next si, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Wabili. Is that correct? Or I shall
Yes,
call you
yes.
Billy na lang. Billy, there.
Billy na lang.
Yes, Billy. What do you think is the role of the youth in elections and nation building?
Yes, I think the main role of the youth for the upcoming elections is to give information. Kasi yung generation namin lalo, we are very active when it comes to social media and voicing out the information that we know to the public. And it's good na yung generation namin ang magbibigay ng information na needed ng public, whether parehas namin na age group or sa mas matatanda. And the objectivity of it, especially me coming from an economics organization, na we exercise the vote to vote and exercise kagaya ng sabi ni Ma'am Cez Drilon, this is the only way towards the true democracy. And it is amazing that we have the opportunity to do this, not only for our age group, but also to the whole population of Filipino citizens.
Yes, thank you, Billy. Talagang mas may kaalaman talagang kabataan how to disseminate information at napakagandang ginagawa niyo yung mga ganyang bagay. Tanungin naman natin next si Johnny. Hi, Johnny from Boto ng Kabataan.
So, yeah, I guess talagang i-react ko lang as cliche as it may sound, kabataan ng pag-asa ng bayan, sabi ni Dr. Rosensal. And the role of the Filipino youth come election is really significant because first and foremost, tayo yung pinakamalaking sector sa voting population ngayon. If we are to take into account the definition of the youth into the United Nations definition na 18 to 39, 40 million tayo. So napakalaki, kaya nating baguhin yung ating bansa. Tapos sumunod, meron tayong access sa information. Hindi katulad ng mga lola natin, nanay, tatay natin. So, okay, wala silang Google dati. So, tayo may access tayo sa Google. With just a click, we can verify if the information is correct. So, talagang napakalaki. So, dati, kaya natin mag-elect ng 1%. Kaya natin mag-elect ng kahit sino gusto natin na mag-represent ng interest talaga ng Pilipino. Kung talagang magiging empowered ng youth at magpa-participate ang kabataang Pilipino sa election na ito.
Thanks, Johnny. Let's ask naman si Bryant from UPJMA.
Hello, good evening to everyone. So, I think the youth, we are the change makers in our society. If I remember correctly, the youth comprises around more than 50% of the current voting population. So, statistically, we really have the capacity to change the course of development of our country. And it's really in our hands to exercise the right to vote and go out there, encourage your family and friends and relatives. And at the same time, continue spreading information about the voting processes and the electoral activities so that together we can make a change and make an impact to our country.
Thanks, Brian. Patricia.
Hello. So I think as youth, we need to participate and do our part because we are the next generation. Like imagine in 10 or 20 years, it is us, the youth, who will be using these resources from the government. So it's either we benefit from it or we suffer from it. So like whatever the effect may be, it will be heavy on us talaga. So we have to take into considerations the plans of the candidates, like showcasing what the plans they are showcasing us, because that is where our future will depend on. So like with like everyone said kanina na a huge amount of the population of the registered voters rather is from the youth talaga. So we should have that we can have that power rather to change the government because we have the opportunity to change or choose our next rightful leaders.
Yes. Thanks, Patricia. Okay, second question para sa inyong mga kabataan. How can we encourage the youth na makakontribute by registering to vote? Simulan ko naman kay Billy.
Dahil nga pandemic, the pinaka-basic na pwede namin gawin is, of course, through social media. And then not only kagaya nga ng sinasabi pa kanina, not only this year na mayroong elections, but also in the next years kahit walang elections, the continuous dissemination of information by the youth is very important, lalo na sa older generations na wala na masyadong access or masyado na silang busy contributing sa mga families nila. And we are the voice of information, and I think yun yung pinakamalaking power ng youth for not only for this upcoming elections but in the future elections as well.
Thanks, Billy. Brian, how can we encourage the youth na makakontribute by registering to vote?
Hello. So I think in encouraging the youth to vote, it's important that we have a shift in mindset that registering to vote is not merely a constitutional right provided to us by law, but it's a way for us to impact and change our current government, that we have to see to it that voting affects our personal lives and how our society functions. So with the current pandemic, we're all complaining on how we've been on lockdown for over a year now, and at the same time, we can't go out to meet with our friends. And who else creates the policies, the systems to fight COVID-19, but then our government. So, and the people in the government, that's the people we elect. So in registering to vote, we'll be able to elect people who we think are capable of making the necessary policies, changes, and other systems that can be provided in order to finally resolve this pandemic, and so that we can all gradually return to our normal lives. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Patricia.
Okay, so right now we can see that the country is struggling. I mean, we've been stuck in this pandemic for almost 2 years, and still we have no progress. Like, the government is responsible for handling this pandemic, but like the number of cases and the deaths is rising every day. So despite the efforts naman of the government, it is still not enough to support the country and cater to our needs. So it is quite frustrating how we feel stuck as a country, which is why we need to choose leaders who have solutions that can ease or solve these issues. Kasi parang the change we want to happen should start within us, and that is to register to vote. And it is better to voice out like our opinions and insights at the same time taking action. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. Starts within us, no? Simulan natin sa pagpaparegister. Johnny.
Yeah, I think I really agree with the first speakers. Yung registration is actually one of the few privileges that we have na wala sa ibang bansa. Ibang bansa, wala namang right to vote yung ibang walang mga mamamayan nila. So the Philippines, as a democracy, we have the privilege, and sasayangan ba natin itong privilege ito para makapagparehistro, makaboto? And at the same time, the pandemic, just like all of the first speakers said, the pandemic has exposed what kind of leaders that we have right now. And the question is, do we like this kind of leaders? Do we want continuity? Because if we want continuity, then sa isa, nandun tayo. So pwede nating baguhin to kung hindi natin gusto. We have a say on what's happening in this country. We have a say on how this country will be run on the next coming years. Kasi, our leaders come and go, but their legacy will last and will be felt through the decades. So, yung iba dyan, yung mga leader natin dyan, hanggang binabayaran natin yung utang. So, doon isipin natin na hindi ito para lang sa mga susunod na taon, para to sa mga anak natin, kasi magiging tatay and nanay tayo. So, yun.
Thanks, Johnny. Hillary, ayan, hindi na kita finers natanong kanina. Ikaw naman yung last.
I know, right? Okay. I think everyone said very, very good points. If I may just answer the question, which is how can we engage the youth to be trying to take a more active role in either registration or in the upcoming elections? I think very important is everyone talks about how important election is in a right to vote, a right to suffrage. I think very important, we should also focus on all of us have our individual advocacy. Me as someone in Climate Reality Project, so I resonate with learning about how we can do and create a better world, make be more aware about the environment, whether it's reducing plastic, whether it's transitioning to cleaner energy. For some young people these days, it's about gaming, it's about lifestyle, it's about TikTok. And I think in order for us to engage the youth, it's really to tie what their interests are. So if it's dancing on TikTok, to how that might be linked to choosing good government leaders. So if it means, and I've talked to some friends na parang gamers sila, some government leaders have been helpful in getting our esports athletes to get visas to go overseas. And that's something that we need to tell the young people na if you support these things like TikTok or gaming, you need to support leaders, government, people in government who will enable the things you like to flourish in this country. So, yun.
Ganda. Thanks, Hilary. Talagang nadadama nila kasi yung interest nila. So, itali natin yung sa kahalagahan ng paparehistro. Okay. Our next question is, gusto nating malaman, paano ba nakakapagsilbi o nagiging parte yung inyong organization in getting people registered and to participate in elections? I'll start with Patricia.
Okay, so to give context, We Champion is a student is from UPGMA. So it aims to increase awareness of the voting process as well as provide a deeper understanding of electoral activities. So the aim of We Champion is to educate the Filipino people to make an educated vote and help them stay informed. So recently, we have been releasing processes and guidelines regarding the voter registration. We have releases that highlights the importance of voting. We've also launched various platforms such as the help desk and a Telegram channel to be able to serve more people and do really information regarding the elections. So, however, as an organization, we can only do this much talaga kasi at the end of the day, it is still up to the people to do their part in actually educating themselves. Thank you.
Thanks, Patricia. As a rejoinder to that, siguro, Bryant.
Hello. So as Patricia's co-head, aside from our infographics and other communication channels, we've also launched a feature. Actually, it was with one of our professors in UP Diliman. We aim to answer on why it is important to vote. And yesterday we had a recording with Director James Jimenez. So here we tried to give a situationer on the upcoming 2022 national elections. And we will be releasing our recording on October 11 next month on Monday. So we have a lot more events in line for towards the upcoming elections. We have webinars upcoming. We actually partnered with Sangguniang Kabataan here in our nearby area so that we can provide pamphlets on our initiatives to those who do not have immediate access to online resources. And at the same time, we have text brigades so that people can stay informed and updated wherever they are. And as Pat Cat said kanina, as an organization, we really can't do this alone. So that's why we're here right now in this town hall together with different personalities and organizations to accumulate all our strengths and opportunities so that we can make a greater impact on the upcoming elections. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Hilary.
Okay, on climate reality, we've partnered with Vote Pilipinas in helping disseminate some of the information materials that Vote Pilipinas prepares. Aside from that, as an organization that's really engaged and involved in and with a community of about 1,200 people that are really like conscious about where we're going in terms of like sustainability. This is a lot of people are saying 2030 is the year for us to really hit net zero. And what we do is we try to tie in and communicate at least to our members and to our network, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram, the link between registering, voting, and us ensuring that the planet that we're in will be inhabitable by our children, our children's children in the years to come. And I think all of that ties in with all of us naman, I think, in the youth, we're all volunteers. So I think it's very important also to tell everyone that everyone can play their own small part, whether it's replying to somebody, let's say on a Comelec page or talking to their family. I think that's also very important. Hey.
Thanks, Hilary. Billy, how does your organization take part in getting people registered and to participate in elections?
Yes, yung pinakauna namin ginawa was to disseminate information about the power of vote or what is voting in general to the Filipinos. Then next, the partnership with this Vote Pilipinas, we've been posting infographics about how many days are left, the process of how to register as a voter. And then we also post what could be the possible challenges during the day of the elections or during the period where the voters are still waiting for them to be fully registered. Then next, aside from the Magparehistro Ka Challenge, which is initiated by the Vote Pilipinas, we've come up to make challenges of our own para dumami pa yung ma-encourage na youth. So we've been giving prizes also to voters that uses our hashtag to our own challenge. And I think that's it. We vision that 100% of the youth who are eligible could be voters for this upcoming elections.
Salamat, Billy. Sa inyo naman, Johnny, anong ginagawa ng organization to take part in getting people registered and to participate in elections?
Actually, there are a lot actually. We conduct webinars. We partner with hundreds of SKs around the country to conduct satellite voter registration in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And actually, I'm really glad kasi we're able to assist 10,000 newly registered voters, and it's still increasing. Just like last week, it's not yet included sa report namin, but every day nakaka 1,000 kami newly registered voters in Iloilo pa lang. And then we conduct webinars in different schools. We conduct in Cebu, we conduct in Quezon, in Manila, in many parts of the country. So yeah, that's the part. And then we conduct our own webinar where we invite controversial figures from both the opposition and the administration. We don't give them airtime to advocate their own platform. We just ask them to give a small message for their supporters to register to vote. That's what we do because regardless of them being from the administration and the opposition, if their supporters will register to vote, then we educate them. I think it's a good thing to do na kahit anong mangyari, Pilipino pa rin sila. Pag nagparehisto sila, and then if we try to educate them with what's really happening in this country, I think things will change. So yeah.
Okay. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Medyo kinabahan na naman ako. Thank you so much for that, Johnny. And maraming salamat sa inyong mga youth leaders natin na kasama natin dito ngayong gabi. Si Hillary, si Billy, si Johnny, si Patricia, at si Brian. Thank you so much. At sana mas marami pang mga kabataan ang maging kagaya nyo at tumulong sa inyong mga inisyatiba to encourage people to register, to go out and vote. At syempre, bantayan yung boto nila at to hold yung mga leaders na ma-elect accountable doon sa kanilang mga pinangako at sa responsibilidad nila sa atin bilang mamamayan. Napakagaling nyo at maraming salamat talaga sa inyong pagsama sa atin ngayong gabi. Thank you so much, guys.
If I can add just one more thing. I think I forgot to mention, but like on Climate Reality Project side, I think we also support the call to extend the registration if possible after September 30. Because like, alam naman natin, we were locked down for about 5 months and we lost a lot of time there. So I think it would be really helpful. And then, I don't know, just a call out to Comelec. If, for example, the issue might be kulang sila sa manpower, I think if the ask is out there, there are organizations like us, organizations like UPGMA, Boto ng Kabataan, that are willing to come in and help supplement the manpower just to get more people registered. Yun lang.
Okay, thanks for that, Hillary. At nakita ko nag-agree yung mga kasama mong youth leaders dito. Mukhang talagang ninanais nila to extend the registration. At alam naman natin, nakikinig yung mga kasama natin dito sa Comelec. Maraming salamat ulit sa inyo, Padayon. At sana pa mas ma-inspire nyo ang iba pang mga kabataan at ipagpatuloy nyo ang inyong gawain. Thanks again. Sa ating pong mga manonood, we hope you got a lot from our leaders. No? Seeing and listening to these youth leaders also gave us a vision of how the leadership is going to be in the next few years. Kaya kung nais nyo ng mas maayos na liderato, kayo po at gusto nyo makinig ang inyong boses, go out and register na po. Ito nga po, it's really a crucial time for us Filipinos to get on board and exercise our right to vote. Ito na nga po ay sinabi ng ilan nating mga panauhin kanina. With this po, make sure that you stay up to date with our project and events by following us, Vote Pilipinas, on our different social media channels. For Facebook, that's at Vote Pilipinas. Pareho na rin po for Instagram at Twitter. It's at Vote Pilipinas. And also don't forget po to use our official hashtags na hashtag Vote Pilipinas at hashtag magparehistro ka. Pati na rin po ang hashtag para sa bayan to help spread the word. Ngayon po sa punto ng ating programa, we're a bit nearing na po to the end of this program, of this town hall. Pero to everyone po who is still tuning in, we hope the speakers help you in making you guys more informed citizens, especially the young people. Para nga pong lahat ng mga katanungan ko at sana pati yung mga katanungan niyo po ay nasagot na. But ngayon naman po, kami ulit ang magtatanong sa inyong mga audience. Para po itong nung back to school, talaga may recitation tayong nangyayari. Ito po, no, these things po are important dahil it shows how we're all informed citizens na handa talagang magparehistro at bumoto sa parating na halalan 2020. At para po sa ating huling katanungan, at ito po, pakinggan niyo pong mabuti. Anong kulay ng ballpen ang tinatanggap ng Comelec for filling up forms? Again, ano pong kulay ng ballpen ang tinatanggap ng Comelec for filling up the forms? That's it for our question po, no? Make sure po to send in your answers along with the hashtag VP Grand Townhall para po magkaroon kayo ng pagkakataon na manalo ng ating prizes. Again, huwag niyo pong kakalimutan na isama po ang hashtag VP Grand Townhall sa inyong kasagutan para po ma-count po inyong answer. Alright. So, kung meron pa po tayong mga katanungan, huwag po kayong mag-alala kasi meron pa naman po tayong Q&A segment with Comelec po para masagot ang inyong mga katanungan. So, keep on sending po yung inyong question and messages and we will do our best to address all of them. At this point naman po, no, we would like to answer po some of the mga FAQs, no, na naririnig natin at nakukuha natin sa ibang nating mga kasama at manonood. For us po to answer those questions, we have our Education and Information Department ng Commission on Election. We have with us Director Eliza Sabilid David. Hi po, Director.
Hello, good evening.
Hi po, good evening, Director Eliza. Can you hear me po? Attorney Eliza?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, good evening po.
Sa lahat
Good
po na
evening po,
nakikinig.
Attorney.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
I hope po you can hear me properly dahil po
Yes,
medyo
I do.
may technical difficulty lang po. Okay po, ito po yung ilan po natin mga frequently asked questions at tiyak po ako yung ating po mga manonood ay excited na marinig yung mga kasagutan dito. Simulan ko na po, ma'am. Ang una po nating katanungan ay how many registered voters do we have at the moment po?
Okay, so as of September 18, 2021, we have a total of 61,099,000. So that's close to 62 million na tayo. That's as of September 18, 2021.
So,
and for our new registrants,
Apo.
if you will also ask kung ilan na sila, di ba ang sinasabing target ng Comelec is 4 million for new registrants. Currently, nasa 5,300,000 na tayo.
Okay po. So para po sa ating mga manonood, ang total number of registered voters na po natin ay 61,099,000, almost 62 million na po at nasa 5 million na po yung ating newly registered. Ito po, next question ko po, Attorney Eliza. Nabanggit po ito kanina ng ating mga youth leaders. will the voters registration be extended?
Yeah. Actually, I heard them, no? Sabi ko, kasi yung clamor talaga dyan, malaki.
Opo.
Noon pa man, di ba, nabigay na ng Comelec yung side niya, why ayaw po sanang mag-extend, no? Because it will really affect, it will have a domino effect sa aming preparations, no? Sa mga pre-election activities. Although, yun nga po, dahil talagang matindi po yung clamor, and then we also know din na meron ding parang law that might be passed regarding it. For everyone's information, medyo nagde-deliberate na rin po dyan ang Comelec. In fact, kanina pong umaga, nagkaroon ng man committee wherein the chairman of the commissioners yung ask, no, the opinion of the field offices, mga regional directors natin, at saka ibang groups po sa Comelec, like yung mga grupo ng mga provincial election supervisors, and kung anong stand nila on the extension. So right now po, ginagawa lang siguro yung recommendation, and then ano po yan, isasalang yan sa NBank meeting on Wednesday. Then probably by Wednesday, we will have then the ano na po, kung ano na yung magiging decision ng Comelec regarding extension.
Apo. Thank you po, Attorney Eliza. And po sa ating mga manonood, dahil po ating mga youth leaders kanina, abangan po natin yung magiging desisyon this Wednesday. All right. So ito po ang ikatlo po nating katanungan, Attorney. How can we register if we are from abroad? Can we register online po ba?
Yung registration online, whether local or abroad, wala pa talaga tayo niyan. Although meron tayong naririnig na pwede tayo mag-online reactivation or reactivation with transfer, but that is only limited to reactivation, no po? And also on another online yung online na process is the downloading of forms. You can do it online, ma-fill up na siya online, then print them, pero pupunta pa rin sa offices ng election officer. So yung purely online, we still don't have that. Ngayon, yung question is, how can you register if you are abroad? If you are abroad and you will vote then, no, abroad, all you have to do is to go dun sa nearest parehistro.
Thank you po, Attorney. Next question po natin. Are Comelec offices available po for walk-ins? And second question po doon, no? If they have mall registration, will their offices still be open?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question, no? Kasi nalayo yung binabanggit ng Comelec that we have satellite registration in malls, no? So baka iniisip ng tao na if we have satellite registration sa malls, continuous pa rin yung operations din sa office. Ang hindi po kasi rin alam ng iba is yung pong pag nag-satellite registration sa mall, dala po yun, no, nung opisina, yung kanilang parang voter database. So it's either there in the mall or in their offices. So isa lang po yun. Ngayon, if Comelec offices accept walk-ins, they do. Kahit naman po walang appointment, di sila nakakuha ng appointment online, they will still be entertained as walk-in. Kaya nga lang, syempre, minsan priority is being given to those who already have appointments.
Opo. So malinaw po yun, pwede pong mag-walk-in, pero let's be mindful lang po na unahin po yung mga may appointment na po. Okay. Ang ikalima po nating tanong, Attorney, if I'm a new voter and I don't have any government ID yet, aside from my birth certificate, what other IDs can I use?
Any valid ID na sinasabi. When we say valid ID, that's government issued ID. So you can bring your driver's license, PIN, your passport, pwede din yun. And ano pa bang postal ID, basta any government issued ID, and preferably na rin, although sinasabi naman na hindi naman talaga requirement yun, but just to ease, no, the process of registration to be able to ano na rin, establish yung residence requirement, mas maganda kung meron na rin siyang address para malaman talaga na you are a resident of that place where you intend to register and vote. And pwede rin, kung wala po lahat yun, pwede rin naman yung company ID, signed nung employer, Or for those sa mga youth, sa mga students pa lang na wala pa talagang valid IDs because they're still students, they can bring their school IDs or even their library card.
Ayun, marami naman po tayong mga ID na maaaring gamitin. Okay, thank you po, Attorney. Ito po, for those who will be abroad by the election time but are still here in the Philippines during the registration time, where do they go? Where can they go to register po?
Okay. So yung understanding ko sa question is they want to vote abroad. Tama po
Opo,
ba?
nasa abroad sila by election
Oo.
time, pero nandito
So,
po
doon-
sila for registration.
Okay,
Opo.
so hindi sila dito magvo-vote but sa abroad. Meron po tayong mga registration centers for overseas workers, for overseas voters na nandito sa Pilipinas. So habang nandito sila, pwede na po silang mag-rehistro. At if I may mention po, no, yung mga registration centers na yon para aware din yung mga nakikinig. Meron po tayo sa, of course, yung Office for Overseas Voting, which is located din po sa Intramuros, sa central office ng Comelec. So that's located po sa 7th floor ng Palacio del Gobernador. Meron tayong registration center sa POEA. Then DFA sa Asiana, DFA sa Robinson's Galleria, DFA sa SM Manila, and then the Marina, which is the satellite office of SM Manila. Yun po, yung mga lugar na kung saan pwede po magparehistro yung mga overseas voters natin.
Thank you so much, Attorney. Last question na po tayo. Does the Comelec still issue voters ID?
Okay, they still issue for those voters ID na hindi pa na-claim noon pa, but they were applied for na nung mga way before na na-stop na yung paggawa ng voters ID. So, nag-stop po tayo around 2012. So, yung iba po kasi mga IDs na noon pa na process na nagawa na, but di pa nakiklaim, ini-issue pa. But ngayon, hindi na po talaga nag-i-issue ng voters ID ang Comelec because of, di ba magkakaroon na tayo ng tinatawag na national ID system natin.
Okay po. Thank you so much po, Director Eliza Sabili David, sa pagsagot po ng ating mga katanungan. Ito po yung ating mga frequently asked questions. Thank you so much po sa paglilinaw ng aming mga katanungan. Thanks po.
Welcome.
Yun nga po, mga nanonood po sa atin, we hope your questions po have been answered. Pero for more information po, Vote Pilipinas is here to help you. Just visit our website, that's votepilipinas.com. And you may also message our social media pages. It's at Vote Pilipinas and at Comelec po sa Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So napaka-importante po talaga na magparehistro para makaboto. Ito po ay para sa ating bansa, para po sa Pilipinas. Again, thank you po ulit kay Director Eliza Sabili David for answering our questions. And we hope you guys are as motivated as we are. Kaya to our viewers, make sure po that you are registered and invite your friends and family to be registered voters if they aren't yet. Okay. To close our event po, we have a message from Chairman of Comelec himself, Chairman Sheriff Abbas. Before po he was appointed to the Commission on Elections in 2015, he served as a lawyer and an acting regional director of the Civil Service Commission in the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao for 8 years. With his appointment as chairman of Comelec, he was able to break many firsts. Chairman Abbas po is the first Comelec chairman from Mindanao, the first Muslim chairman, and the first commissioner to become chairman. Born in 1979, Chairman Abbas is also the youngest head of the poll body at 38. He also obtained his degree in philosophy from the Notre Dame University in Cotabato City in 1999 and his law degree from the Ateneo de Davao University in 2004. Moreover po, sa marami niya pong mga naging achievements, he is also an expert in civil service law and he championed the cause of the Commission's rank and file as he ushered the successful forging of the collective negotiation agreement with the Comelec Employees Union. Indeed, his vast experience as a public servant will attest to his untainted integrity and credibility. With his leadership, the Commission on Elections shall continue to be the voice of the people and the protector of the sanctity of the ballot. He is set to finish po his term as chairman of the Comelec on February 2nd, 2022. Para po sa kanyang mensahe, let's watch this. na ngayon po ay babasahin po ni Director Eliza Sabilid David.
So ito po ang mensahe ng aming butihing chairman para sa Vote Pilipinas. Greetings of peace. Before anything else, I would like to extend my deepest apologies to our friends from Vote Pilipinas, as I am not able to personally attend this momentous event due to my conflicts in my schedule. Nonetheless, I would like to let everyone in Vote Pilipinas to know how grateful we are in the Commission on Elections for the partnership that we built in order to expand our information campaign for voter registration. As we all know, every democracy stands on the people's freedom to be able to exercise the right to vote. And for us here in the Philippines, the law mandates that an eligible voter may only be allowed to vote if he is duly registered. That is why our voter registration process has been widened and has been made to be continuous. In fact, we have started the registration of voters since July of 2019. Immediately after the 2019 national and local elections. Be that as it may, not all of our Filipino people may have enough access to this information. That is why partnerships like this with Vote Pilipinas is vital for the success of our registration campaigns. We thank Vote Pilipinas for extending us your valuable assistance in make our voter registration activities a resounding success. With the help of Vote Pilipinas and our various other partners, 2022 national and local elections. As we move forward in strengthening our democracy in the country, I continue to urge our eligible voters to use the remaining days of registration wisely. It is no longer enough that we raise our voices in social media. Instead, let us make sure that our voices are truly heard and counted. Let us all go out and register. And of course, we should also remember to vote safe in the May 9, 2022 national and local elections. Thank you. Respectfully, Sheriff M. Abbas, Chairman, Commission on Elections.
Thank you, Director David. I think we lost Maine again. But thank you so much for reading the message of Chairman Abbas. And I think those were very important reminders for all of us to please go out and register. We still have some time left to register. So yan, magparehistro na kayo kung hindi pa kayo nakakapag-register. I hope Maine will be able to come back. Ayun, medyo madaming technical difficulties today. Is she here? I think because then we had an earthquake po last night, so I think a lot of places medyo nagkaroon din ng effect on that.
Probably.
Ayan, thank you, Director David, again. So thank you for being here with us. And I guess that is actually it for our town hall for this evening, everyone. Thank you for participating with us. But actually, before we end our program, because we had the mini quiz kanina, we had the few remember diba, we are asking questions all throughout the town hall. So we have the list of winners here actually. So before we close our event, let me first announce the winners for our pop quiz for the audience. So congratulations to Jerry D. Rubis. And I hope I'm saying your names correctly. Jihan Doton, Raymond Ravanera, Alexis Concordia, and Carlos Cruz. Ayan, thank you so much for joining our pop quiz and during this event. So you each won the following prizes: Smart Giga 449 worth of Smart Giga, a Viviamo notebook, and worth the health 1,000 peso voucher. So please send us a PM and a screenshot of the answer from the live stream as proof that you answered and that you have won. Yun, so maraming salamat everyone for being so flexible and also for being here with us this evening. Thank you to our guests again, to Mrs. Jerlon, to Ron and Chris of Grab, and also to our and to Miss Leia. Miss Leia was from Green Bulb, was supposed to join us, but she also had some technical problems on her end. But we appreciate that she was here also earlier, and also of course to our youth leaders, to Billy from San Beda, thank you to Billy, to Patricia and Brian from We Champion, Hillary from Climate Reality Project, and Johnny Rosales from Boto ng Kabataan. Maraming salamat for taking the time to be with us tonight. Ayan, I think Maine is back. Are you back, Maine? And of course, to all the audience and the viewers of our town hall, and of course to Director Eliza David for being here with us also on a short notice. Thank you very much, ma'am, and also for reading the message of Chairman Abbas to our viewers and to our partners today. Thank you so much, everybody. Let me see. Okay, Maine. Yun. Okay.
Hi,
So,
I'm back. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Jaja, for that. Pagsalo.
Okay.
I'm back. Hopefully, hindi na siya ma-disconnect.
Ayan, last
Alright.
stretch na tayo. So, I'll
Last
turn it
stretch.
over to you.
Thank you so much, Jaja. And apologies
Okay, I think last na lang, ayaw pa tayo pagbigyan ng internet ni Wayne, but thank you everyone, to our viewers from across our streaming platforms. Maraming salamat po. Your presence is appreciated, and we hope that you guys have learned a lot, and we'll keep on joining both Pilipinas and Comelec. Yeah, I think Maine is trying to get back on the live stream, but I think medyo mahina talaga yung signal niya. But once again, I hope you keep on joining both Pilipinas and Comelec in its pursuit of encouraging more people to register for the 2022 elections. Na ay patuloy niyong suportahan ang mga susunod na projects at events na inihanda ng Vote Pilipinas para sa inyo. So, we're now gearing towards the campaign to vote. So I hope we continue all to work together. And again, for updates, you can follow our social media pages at Vote Pilipinas, and of course, and at Comelec in Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, please don't forget to use the hashtags to help spread voter information. Hashtag Vote Pilipinas, hashtag Magparehistro ka, hashtag Para sa Bayan, and let more people know about the campaign. Pwede nyo rin bisitahin ang website ng Comelec sa comelec.gov.ph, at of course, Vote Pilipinas, www.votepilipinas.com, at para sa iba pang impormasyon at para masubukan nyo rin ang voter registration service test. Dun sa mga hindi pa rin sure kung registered pa ba kayo or hindi, you can take that test also. And if you want to know or get all the information you need for your registration, you can also use the tool for that. Hikayatin ng inyong mga kapamilya at kaibigan, huwag niyong kalimutan magparehistro. Tuparin natin ang tungkulin natin sa Pilipinas, lagi-lagi para sa bayan. This has been Jaja Valencia on behalf of our main host for the night, Jermaine Derunya, have a great night muli at magandang gabi, maayong gabi, mayan nga gabi sa inyong lahat.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Congrats, Vote Pilipinas.
Thank you.
Vote Pilipinas, tara kumilos at makialam. Vote Pilipinas, para sa kinabukasan ng bawat isa. May pananagutan, alay natin para sa bayan. Ang boses mo'y gamitin, karapatan ang kinin. Ito na ang pagkakataon para makibahagi ang boto mo. Makapangyarihan, kaya magsama-sama para sa bayan. Vote Pilipinas, kumilos na, magparehistro ka. Vote Pilipinas, makialam, makibahagi. Vote Pilipinas, kumilos na, magparehistro ka. Vote Pilipinas, makialam, makibahagi. Para sa bayan, para sa bayan. Vote Pilipinas, magparehistro ka. Vote Pilipinas, tara kumilos at makialam. Vote Pilipinas, para sa kinabukasan ng bawat isa. May pananagutan, alay natin para sa bayan. Ang boses mo'y gamitin.